Good afternoon, Conroe. YPC Young Professionals coming to you Fridays at noon, 106.5 and 104. I got that backwards.
Yes, you did.
It's 106.1 and 104.5. Sorry, Conroe audience. So, we're YPC, Young Professionals of Conroe. You can please follow us on YouTube, Facebook at Young Professionals of Conroe on Facebook, YPC936 on YouTube, and check out our website at ypc936.com. Give a shout out. Today, we have a wonderful guest, co-owner of the OC Wellness in Conroe, Texas, Elaine Coibion, my lovely spouse. And Son, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Elaine, how are you doing?
I am wonderful today. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How's everybody's day going?
It's going pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep. It's
Okay.
been a good day.
So, welcome, Elaine, and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
How do you live with him?
It's hard.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I might need a Valium or something. No.
Oh.
Sometimes
He's
I feel
like
like
a
she should have a
Energizer bunny. Yeah.
Valium, Ambien, anything to calm her down or help her deal with my hyperness.
Yeah. No.
You
No,
guys,
he's a lot of fun.
When you get to meet Taylor, it's like a jackrabbit.
Yeah.
It's like an Energizer bunny.
Yep. He just keeps going. There's no music on. He's still
So
dancing.
my glasses aren't
Yeah,
tinted.
he makes his own music.
I do
Yeah.
make my own.
It's kind of scary. That is kind of scary.
It's a lot of fun to make your own music. I always refer to the episode of Family Guy. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I always refer to that episode where he has these show tunes when he walks, and I think he wished for it from a genie or something. He's like, I want show tunes when I walk. And then I started thinking, I want show tunes when I walk. And I don't know if it makes me crazy or not, but then I did it. And so
Yeah.
now,
So you're crazy.
I didn't say that. I said, I don't know. That's for you to decide. I have my own opinion.
Well, so
Yeah.
let's get straight into it. The real OC.
The real OC.
Tell everybody
Wellness.
who came up with the name. Was it you or was it you, Elaine?
Ooh.
Ooh, it was mostly you.
It was us together.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
Well,
so
I think you came up with it first.
did I?
We went through a ton of different names.
Man,
Yeah.
originally it was supposed to be Kind Health,
Yeah.
which stood for Kinesthetic Integration for Neural Dependency. And so it was a real nice acronym that took
Yeah.
a long time, to figure out. But those darn Kind bar folks bought up everything. They bought up all the websites, all the trademarks, and then it just seemed like a battle that we thought we might not be able to win. And then she said, why don't we do Kind Health Conroe? And I said, that doesn't sound fun. Kind Health Conroe. And no offense, throwing Conroe. We have Conroe in our name, so I don't feel bad about it. YPC. And then we sat and we threw out a bunch of words. We wrote stuff down,
Oh, yeah.
and I think it took us a month and a half.
To come up with the name?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow.
we'd go through a few, and then we'd sit on it for a while, see how it sounded after a while, and then we'd throw it out, and we'd come up with another one.
And we wanted something that felt personal too. So
Right,
we have dreams and aspirations, and we have a 5-year and a 10-year plan, business and personal. And so a part of that was, taking sailing lessons, learning how to sail, and traveling quite a bit. And so that's kind of how can we tie captain into it? And then we started looking at nautical themes and how can we do all of that? And well, everybody somehow or another we rolled into original and captain, and then OC, and said, you know what, that sounds like, hey, where you headed today? Oh, I'm headed over to the OC. You want to come? So long-term dreams are get to a point where the OC isn't just a wellness studio. It's a social it's a social gathering place, like a club. And where you can come and meet friends and hang out, conduct business meetings, and so on and so forth. And I thought, the OC and an original captain, you're an original and you're the captain of your own life. And right from the get-go, we can work with that.
So copycats are not allowed.
What?
The copycats.
Copycats aren't allowed. No, even if you're a twin. I mean, even if you're an identical twin, you are still different. I mean, you're still an original.
You're still an
There's no
original,
need to
yes.
compete because you are an original.
Everybody is an original. Yes.
So I would like to know, and I'm pretty sure the audience would like to know, because this week is where we actually bring our spouse. And I brought my wife in yesterday. You got to know who
Kelly
she is.
Chang. Shout out to KC,
KC.
the real deal.
KC and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo and the Sunshine Band.
Oh my goodness, she put the headphones on in the wrong way.
Can she sing? Would she get offended if I asked her to sing?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
I'm gonna ask.
You can ask, but I'm not gonna answer that. So, this is Elaine. We met Brad's wife.
She's beautiful, isn't she?
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the shirt. Goes
Thank
with
you.
Tasty Asian theme. That's one of our
Yeah.
color.
Yeah, cool.
So, Elaine,
Yes.
what is it about Taylor?
Uh-oh.
What is it about Taylor?
What is it about?
What is it
Taylor?
about Taylor?
Be nice.
What is it?
Taylor is he's the most amazing, fantastic guy ever. I mean,
What is it you don't like
He-
about him?
what is it I don't like about him?
There's a lot of things.
There's nothing I don't like about him. I'd say, like we said, he's pretty hyper. He can be super hyper. And, maybe like when I'm trying to sleep past 4 or 5 a.m.
Did you guys meet on Tinder?
No, we did not meet on
No.
Tinder. Yeah. I've never been on Tinder.
Same.
Yeah.
Where'd
yeah,
you guys
no,
meet?
No, we met at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's Jim?
Phyllis Sport.
Yeah, Villa Sport in the Woodlands.
In the Woodlands. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Woodlands.
Shout out Woodlands. Woo!
Villa Sport.
How you doing?
Was he a trainer? Was he training you?
No, he wasn't training me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, your
that's
phone.
$5 in the interrupt jar.
I really thought I had my phone on silent.
That's a shame.
I'm always afraid I'm
That's
gonna do that.
not
Alright.
a professional move,
That'd
son.
be the one.
I apologize, guys.
Yeah.
Phone is now currently on silent. Okay, back to it. So you
Yeah.
guys met at the gym.
Yep.
How did it go down?
Well, he was there working out, and he'd be there at the same time I was there a lot of times. So
Stalker.
And
That's right. Shh.
I didn't always know what I was doing, so we started talking. He started helping me, with stuff that I was not doing right.
Naughty boy. You naughty.
I put myself in her path, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And we just started chatting and hanging out more and more. And
Did he ask for your phone number like right away the first day?
no, not
'Cause
the
he
first
did me.
day. Really?
Yep, coffee shop. Boom.
I'm
sure
can I get
did.
your phone
jealous
number?
now.
I was
He
afraid.
didn't give it to me.
I'm
I didn't give it to
jealous.
him.
He didn't give it to me. He
It
told
was-
me,
you-
you came up here in sweats and a shirt and you look like a bum. And then this bum starts asking for my number. And
That was
and
very weird.
You understand?
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no, no.
wear whenever I'm with everybody. You know what it's like to dress and I'm in jeans, right? You can't.
Did he wear that when he first met you at
Did
the
he
gym
wear-
in sweats?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the sweats.
You're so judgmental, son. Judging everybody by what they wear.
His appearance.
We were
I guess.
talking
He
about
was in
this
the-
yesterday.
he
I mean,
was in the
today. I was
sweats,
like,
yeah.
hey, we've, because she knows I don't fall into that dogma. And
What dogma?
the whole, the dress for success stuff. Because I meet a
Okay.
lot of people that are in
Yeah.
suits, have,
Mm-hmm.
high end jobs, and they're just into debt. They have no money. What they have is credit
Clothes.
cards.
And clothes.
And clothes. And they're not wealthy. And I've met a lot of people that don't dress what would be the, society's acceptance of well. And they have quite a bit of money. And so
That's
I don't fall into
interesting.
that. Same thing with makeup, and I could go on a whole rant and spiel about I don't think women should have to wear makeup, and a lot of people at the job, women are so mistreated. Whenever they go in for an interview, they have to dress a certain way. They feel like they have to dress a certain way and
Yeah,
look
well,
a
you
certain
do.
way. I don't like that though, so it just bugs me
Why?
because it's not. I don't.
No, I want to hear from
We've
Elaine.
had
Why?
this. We've had this conversation. It could go on for hours. Well, because it's what's expected
From?
from, I don't know, from the companies, from people that are there, mostly from other women. Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of men that do the same thing, and a lot of women. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
back to
sadly.
like where dress for success. I think
Yeah.
you're right because if you pay attention to Steve Jobs, how does he dress?
All right.
The
Comfortably.
exact same
Yeah. Comfortable.
outfit.
He's comfortable.
Was it a black turtleneck?
Yep.
Blue jeans?
His turtleneck and jeans. Yep.
And who else? What was the next one? Donald Trump wears the same suit. I don't think he ever changes.
It doesn't
he?
look like he ever.
Red
Kinda
tie,
look- yeah.
white shirt, suit.
Well, it makes it easy to get dressed.
Who was that guy on
Just-
Shark Tank? They call him Mr. Wonderful.
I gotta tell you the truth. I've never watched an episode of Shark
Oh my
Tank.
goodness.
Oh. I
Shark
know.
Tank is an amazing show.
I
When
like
people
that
start
show.
talking about
It's a
Shark
good
Tank,
show.
I get into that.
Mr. Wonderful said he only owned 4 pair of shoes, and
Yeah.
probably 2 or 3 suit. That's it.
It helps a lot.
And he always looked good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. It's one of those things when you get busy, and especially whenever, at least for me, whenever you're trying to run a business, it's important to eliminate certain things from your thoughts. For me, I mean, she can vouch for me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what I wear. That's something that is one of the farthest things from my mind. It's because I don't want to have to think about it. I have too much going on in my head to have to think about that. So if
Yeah.
I can't find a way to relate something truly to the success or the goals that I'm trying to reach that day and that month and that year, then it's not worthy of a spot in my mind. And it took a while to get to that point, but it really helped out with my organization and my success.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's not. I guess growing up, you hear you have to dress for success, right? In a suit and tie, you know, you got to play that role.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I don't see that anymore. You know, it was like
Yeah.
what works back then doesn't work now. I don't see Elon Musk dressing up. You know what I mean?
No.
He's very comfortable. Joe Rogan's comfortable. Steve Jobs comfortable. So many other people are just comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they don't need to impress anyone.
No. Well, you only have to, get done what you got to get done. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with wearing a suit or, you wear whatever you want to wear. But I believe what's more important is, comfort and that's about it. I mean, you wear whatever you want. It's different culturally too, because there's in different societies, some people they work their whole life just to be able to get a suit, right? And it's really tough. And some they don't. It's there and it's different. Not just cultures. I mean, states have different cultures. You go from here to California, it's completely different, and if you go from here to Kansas, it's completely different. So states within the U.S. also have different cultures. So you experience all different types of things, personalities, apparel, what people want or strive to wear, and there's no right or wrong. It's just you do whatever you want to do. The more important thing, I think, is the shamefulness, or like shaming people or judging people for what they're wearing and the actions that they decide. I feel like that's far too common today within our society, and
Yeah.
I think it's gotten worse and worse and worse as far as judgment goes, because it's so easy to cast it. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to send out a text, or it's so easy to shout out a post, and it's easy to talk behind people's backs, or to even say something to somebody via text or via messaging that you wouldn't say to their face. It's so easy to shame others, or with a meme. It can create a lot of insecurity, and I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of insecurity. You should feel comfortable with whatever you want.
No.
Your success is totally dependent upon you. It's not dependent upon anything else. You don't need to wear makeup. You don't need to do your hair. You don't need to do any of that to become successful. That's just my opinion.
That's his opinion.
When I first met her, I was homeless, living out of my car, and
Wow.
no one knew it. I was a
Yes,
part
I
of
didn't
several
know it.
networking
Really?
groups.
I did not know it.
No
Nope.
one knew that I was homeless. No one knew that I was living out of my car.
Wow.
No one cared.
Yeah.
And
How long ago was this? How long have you been together?
we've been together for a little over 2 years.
2 years.
Going on 3.
And
Going
we
on
were
3.
best friends
Yeah.
for what, like 2 years before that? So it had
At
to have
least,
been
yeah.
had to been 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you did not know he was homeless.
No.
Did he smell?
No.
No, I paid $10 a month at a Planet Fitness,
Yeah.
and I went and showered every morning at 4 a.m., and I always started my days off at 4. And I worked 2
Yeah.
jobs, and I was paying my family's bills and doing all of that, and I couldn't
Yeah.
afford a place of my own, and that's how it went. But you don't need
Yeah.
any. I'm living proof. You don't need any of that
That's amazing.
to get by. I had
Yeah.
just a few pair.
It is
No,
amazing.
I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
noticed I was wearing the same clothes over and over again, but I was, and no one cared. It did
Mm-hmm.
not inhibit me from anything.
So,
Yeah.
well, before we get to being homeless, I really want to know more about you being homeless to where you're at now. But how was it growing up? What life lesson did you have to go through to know that, I need to change my way? I don't want to be stuck in this position anymore. I don't want to be homeless anymore. How did you become homeless?
Oh, you asked me a bunch of questions at
How-
once.
how did you
I'm
become
gonna
homeless?
I'll start off with like the childhood stuff.
Okay.
And kind of go into that.
Go for it.
And kind of, because that kind of shaped my mentality a little bit.
Go for it.
So, I kind of I was born into kind of like a tragedy, because when I was born, my mom was getting prostituted around. She was getting trafficked around Houston, and so I don't know who my dad is. He's one of the guys that my mom, got with, and the guy that was putting her through that, whenever the day that I was born, came in, started screaming, pulled her out of the hospital, and put her right back out on the street. When my grandparents came and found me, I was in an apartment with my mom and everybody else all tweaked out on a couch, and I had cocaine all over my crying baby body. And I don't know if I can say that, but and so that was my birth. Coming into that, and then my mom got murdered. I, again, not knowing who my dad is later on in life.
Wow.
Then I got designated mentally retarded. Then I got sexually abused for 2 weeks as I was going through that whole mental testing phase. And then after that, I came out, and just so you know, I'm not retarded. I had great grades. It was the hyperness that my wife, I was ADHD, had a lot of hyperness, and then there was that misdiagnosis because no one knew what to do with all of my energy. I legitimately huddled everybody in my elementary school class because I finished all my work.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, I want to go have
Well,
recess.
you were hyper and hard-headed.
And hard-headed. Of
Yeah.
course I was hard-headed. And so I said, hey, I'm done with my work. I want to go have recess. And she said, no, you can't do that. You have to wait for everybody else. So I told everyone to stand up, and I pulled all their desks together. And I helped them complete all their work, and we had 30 minutes left. I said, I want a 30-minute recess. And she said, no. I said, why? And she said, because, and I walked out. And that was me in second or third grade.
Man, that was
And
your thug life moment, huh?
Thug life, running away from the DARE officer. I remember that distinctively because we had connected doors to different classrooms. And they said, come back. And the DARE officer said, what's going on? He said, he's running. He came after me. I said, and I'm booking it. And I start going from classroom to classroom and then I hit out with, her name is Miss Green. She no longer works there, so I'm not throwing her under the bus.
Shout out to Mr. Green.
Shout out to Miss
Yes.
Green for hiding me. And she was the cafeteria lady, and she hid me in her cafeteria office.
Wow.
From the DARE officer.
Pizza.
Real friend right there.
Lunch food.
That's right. But so that was childhood for me. So kind of growing up with that, and it could have gone either way, right?
It could.
It really could have. I could have turned out to be a Jeffrey Dahmer, or I could have turned out to be whatever. And luckily that didn't happen, that anybody knows of. But it shaped me, and I always wanted to live my life for both me and my mom, and just kind of there were those moments that you can get in your head and you can think, oh, this is horrible, and you can get bogged down by that, or you could. It's so much easier just to think the past and find some type of way and say, you know what, I'm gonna. And it's Christmas season right now, and a lot of people start thinking about the people that they've lost, and sometimes that makes them depressed. But I like living it up. I mean, if I living it up like Lucas Graham. Shout out to Lucas Graham. He has a song called "Funeral," and it's awesome.
Could you sing it?
Welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived was amazing. And I love it because that's
Yes.
kind of what I like to
That's awesome.
think about
Yeah.
is
That was awesome.
whatever tragedy that comes along, ride through it, party through it. And that's the easiest way it's been. And anytime those negative thoughts come along, you just shut up. So whenever the situation arose that my family needed help and it came down to me or them, well, my grandparents never had to take me in. First off, I could have been they could have let me be. I have no idea what would have happened. They probably saved my life. And so I owe them everything.
Shout out to your grandparents,
Shout out to my
Yes.
grandparents, Mimi and Paul.
Mimi and Paul.
And Paul and Mimi.
Paul and
And so it was, that's no brainer. I need to take care of them. And I think that there comes a time in every child's life where, start prepping for that, because it came for me a bit earlier than it would come for most, because I grew up with my grandparents. I didn't grow up with my parents, so they were a bit older. And it was always a thought that was in my head, even when I was little, because I never wanted what happened to my mom to happen to them. So there was, when I first started, my first job was when I stole my grandpa's lawnmower and started going door to door, charging people $5 to mow their lawn. That was my first job. And I was also in second or third grade when I did that. And because I wanted to help take care of the family. And I knew that we didn't have that much money. And we were struggling, and we were still trying to find my mom's body. And
Wow.
we were paying for private detectives to search and try to figure out what happened. Is she alive? Is she dead? So any money that we did save went to that. And so I wanted to help. And yeah.
So, any brothers and sister?
No. Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, no.
Well, that's an amazing story. It's very touching. I'm sorry for your
It's
loss.
okay.
You've taken it very well. Through all the, I guess, tribulations you went through, it just seems like it just makes you stronger. You take that negative energy and you just hyper, super hyper.
You
with
gotta
it.
let it make you stronger, though, because you hear. I used to go to AA meetings to try to help out, and not because I was an alcoholic.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, because I could relate to some things, right? I
Mm-hmm.
always thought that I could relate to people that have, gone through things. And when you start you hear a lot of people fall into that trap door that's just waiting there for you. As soon as that negative thought comes in your mind, kind of like what we were talking about with Kelly on the show, is how do you get up? And you said the first you have to do is put your feet on the floor.
yep.
Sometimes when you're in your head, and it's not always necessarily the morning. Sometimes it's the middle of the day. It's the middle of an activity. Sometimes you just have to put those feet on the floor and start walking out of your own head.
Your story, I know it sounds childish.
Are you touching that thing at
It's
me?
I'm gonna use an analogy. When you say it can go either way, you know what I mean? Growing up, you can definitely go into the path of, negativity, or, a positive. Take all the negative and make it a positive. So I look at, how you're growing up, what you went through with life, and I'm reflecting when you said it can go either way. It's the same thing when it comes to an anime that I watch, and I still watch, and I still read.
Which one are you going to talk about?
Naruto.
Yeah, I love Naruto.
It's just everything that's inside that anime and the reading.
She loves Naruto too.
Do you
just-
really?
Yes, I do.
Shout out to
Yeah.
anime and shout out to
Yeah.
Naruto.
Shout out to anime and shout
Oh
out to
my
Naruto.
goodness.
Yes.
So
He got me into it.
he could go either way, right? Never knew his parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He was an orphan.
Yep.
He raised himself
Yep.
in a village. Everybody in the village didn't like him, but he overcame that. All he wanted was attention. He created havoc all over the village, right? And his best friend was Sasuke. And Sasuke, his brother killed his own parents. And he had a tragedy as well, too. And they connected that way.
Via the tragedy.
Yep, the tragedy. And I remember this one fight scene where they touch each other's fists. They, when they
Yep.
bump fists, boom. And there was like when two greatness shinobi, bump fists and then collide, they're able to see each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're able to understand each other.
Yep. He could easily go in a path of darkness or into the light. And because of the people that he was around, brought him to the light.
And you can see that struggle, just in case no one's seen it. You can follow. It's not one of those shows that just lets you believe that it's easy.
No.
To maintain that, because it's not. It shows you that it's a constant battle within yourself to stay within the light or to fall within the dark. And that's one of the things for me that helps make it so relatable is that not a lot of children's shows. It seems pretty easy, right? It's real. Hey, it's sunshine and
Yeah.
rainbows, and it's not.
It's not.
It's a constant struggle to stay out of your own way.
I remember
and to let
one,
things go.
you know, and I could say, you remind me of Naruto.
Oh, I'm going to cry. That means a lot to me.
Yep. Your struggle, your story, how you overcame it, and how he overcame it. You know, he could easily just went the path Sasuke went, right? But he didn't because he was trying to save his friend.
Yeah. Friendship and relationships, they're extremely important. And so are promises. That's, don't make promises that you don't think you can keep, in general. And with yourself as well. That's very, very important to not overpromise to yourself.
True. So you went from cutting grass, $5 a yard, and now you have the real OC.
Now we have the real
Oh,
OC. We
you
have
guys have the
the
real
real
OC.
OC
Yes.
Wellness, the
Yes,
OC
sir.
Wellness. If
The OC
anybody's
Wellness.
searching on Google,
Tell
and
them about what you guys do. What is the OC Wellness? Is it a
I've
CrossFit,
never heard my
cross
wife
training?
answer this question, so I would like to phone a friend.
Yeah, I want to know.
What
I
is
want to
the
know.
OC Wellness?
What is the OC Wellness? Is it a CrossFit,
Not
a
a
gym? What is it?
We do more than that. So we take a holistic approach to health. So we look at everything that's going on with somebody. We go, their psychology, which is very important, their nutrition, any issues they're having health-wise. We look at everything, and to try to help them get to be where they want to be.
So what different approach from you to something similar to your business model, your competitors?
There aren't too many. One of the things that we do is we meal prep with clients. I don't know anybody else that does that. I really don't, because it takes a lot of time. But whenever you start talking to people, and the biggest complaint that you get is, I don't have enough time for that.
But you can
So-
buy meal
Yeah.
prep easily, right?
It's really expensive
Yeah, it is.
to order from a
Yeah.
meal prepping agency, and you don't typically get everything that you need. If to do it, you'd have to spend anywhere from $300, $400 to $600 to $800 a week.
Yeah,
To-
more like
for-
600 to 800 and up a
For,
week.
for a week for meal prep?
For
Yeah, if
for
you're
like
getting all your
4 meals
meals,
a
yeah.
day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
it's extremely unreasonable. So
Wow, I didn't know that.
we work with people's
Yeah.
budgets. We'll sit down with people whenever they're struggling with the budget, and we'll go over, all right, if this is a stress for you, because that, as far as holistic, that means whole. There's a lot of confusion with what that might mean, especially today, because holistic's getting used as this is holistic exercise, this is holistic nutrition, and I don't believe in the way that those things are termed. That would be more, this is a natural approach, this is an earthly approach. But if you Google right now, and you're listening, and you Google definition of holistic, not
I was
with a
gonna ask
W,
because I
or
was
with
gonna
an
say
H.
what is holistic? I never heard
It's
that word.
looking at the body and the person as a whole. So that
Yeah.
means not just exercise, not just nutrition. It means everything
Could you spell it?
together. HOLISTIC. Don't add a W. I don't like that new age confangled henny mama. And so
Holistic.
we do take that approach, and we help people create time. For business people, you're busy, and you're always on the move. So do you have time to go cook everything fresh, 4 times a day at your house?
No.
Truly, you
No.
don't. So, okay, I'm not going to tell you that working with me is going to cost you, or working with us is going to cost you more money than it really needs to. I want to save you money. And most people that I will put 90 to 99% of the people that we work with save money. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it.
So these meal plan company, whoever sells meal plan, do they tailor it to the individual, or do they just make it a host just for everybody? This is what you're supposed to.
There's
do,
some
do you
out
tailor
there-
it to individuals.
We tailor it to individuals completely. from their blood work to the stressors that they have that are going on in their lives to their age, if
Yeah.
they have any autoimmune disorders, if they're asthmatic, if for women, if you have very painful menstrual cycles, for men, if you're struggling with your testosterone or ED and things of that nature, yes, testosterone.
Booster? I need
Nope.
to know more about that.
We're not talking about testosterone boosters. The OC Wellness
Oh, okay.
is not talking about testosterone boosters or condoning the use of which. So that's one of the big things that, and there is a huge investment to clients. I mean, you've seen me on the phone with people that have been crying or that have been going through things at 10:30, 11 at
Yeah.
night.
Wow.
Yes, he's
And-
always there for the clients, always.
And
So
if
he's
there's-
more. So he's pretty
He's-
much not just get you fit, eat
Right.
right. Psychologically, he's there as well too.
Yes,
You're just-
psychologically is the
you're
most important
a
part.
teddy bear also.
he cares.
Because if you can't get over, typically even with autoimmune diseases, a lot of that we were talking about trauma, a lot of stuff comes back to trauma, so we have to track it down, and we go through your life and we try to figure it out. Sometimes that gets very emotional, and we have to figure that stuff out together. We get very close, and so you're not just people aren't just clients, they're not just patients, they're friends.
And you can definitely relate
Yeah.
to tragic.
I think I do an all right job there.
I think you do well.
And-
I think you do very well.
And then
Because-
if there's new things that I haven't worked with before, I'm up all hours of the night researching it.
Oh, yeah.
And when I say researching it, I don't just mean Googling it. I'm talking about looking and reading numerous medical studies throughout history and figuring it out and, putting things into categorizes from, phase 1 to phase 3, phase 5 research. And that way we can make a truly logical decision and then also apply a holistic approach with it as well. There doesn't just need to be one. All can work together if you allow it to.
And that's a lot on your plate.
There's a lot at stake when you work with people's health.
I agree with you. From what they eat, because you are what you eat. Whatever you put in your body comes out. You know what I mean? I want to know about how you tailor it. Like you say, you take blood work. Do you do measurements?
We send people out for blood work
You send up. Okay.
for now.
What else do
Yeah.
you do? Like, what about physical capability? You know what I mean? Exercise.
So San does jujitsu. Shout out to you.
Jiu-jitsu. Shout out to Carlson Gracie.
There we go. And so I'm assuming can we reference that? Is that what as far as physical performance goes?
Yeah.
And so we can get into sport specific. So if that's all tailored to the individual as well. If you're an athlete, you shouldn't, and if you're a part of a dojo or if you're part of a team, if you want to be serious in that sport or in anything that requires, physical performance, there's no need to train or exercise like everybody else. You are unique, right? Your spinal alignment's unique. Your organs are unique. Your muscle cells and structure are all unique. The way that your connective tissue runs along your face or throughout your body is unique. It's different from person to person. And it's so if you want to be great at it and if you want to be truly phenomenal, start learning about yourself. And don't necessarily, even from a mental point of view and from a physical point of view, don't compare yourself to those around you or those who you follow. Figure out who you are. That's the thing that's going to help you out the most.
That's awesome. So how's business going during the pandemic? Has it?
We opened the OC stores in March, and we're
Yeah.
now running a 6-figure business. And so next year, we're looking to go higher.
Because gyms, the pandemic has hurt a lot of gym. Closed a lot of gym. Has it had any impact at all or no?
No, we run a private studio, and it's
Yeah, it's all one-on-one.
It's all
Yeah.
one-on-one, and everything's sterilized, everything's cleaned, everything's, and so when Gold's Gyms started shutting down and 24-hour fitnesses started shutting down, a lot of people felt like they were left high and dry. So it kind of opened the doors for studios like us. And I think I mentioned on a previous episode, we haven't gotten anything from online, and I'm not the biggest online guy. I'm 27 years old, and I'm so not a techie.
What do you mean by online?
Google, social media, and that stuff's going to come into play later on with
Are you
with
talking
other
about
forms
customers?
of revenue. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all word of mouth based. If you have somebody that's seen several doctors and they haven't been able to figure out their back pain, and then all of a sudden you figure it out, I mean, they tell people, and everybody wants a piece of the pie at that point. So word of mouth it's still king. A lot of people are trying to say social media is king right now, and I completely, maybe if you're trying to do a podcast or if you're trying to do stuff like that, but for us, social media is not king. Word of mouth is king. I can make things look however I want. I can make people look good for photos, and I could help you lose 20 pounds today. But that doesn't
Really?
mean you're going. Yeah.
20
Well,
pounds
you know
in one
that.
day.
You can lose 20 pounds in a day simply by cutting. Doesn't mean you're going to feel great. I'm not promising that. But if you want that, and you want a company that's
Okay,
that looks
7
great
pounds in
photos,
one day.
but not that you're not getting
Can you
anything
cut-
out of, that's not us.
Can you help me cut 7 pounds in one day?
Yeah.
How?
We'll start with the diet, and then we'll
Yeah.
start with changing your workouts. Why do you need to cut 7 pounds? Well, for
Sounds
one,
like, okay, I
are
wanna
you
do
trying to cut
this.
7 pounds for a fight? Are you trying to cut
I don't
7?
fight.
I'm just trying to figure it out. Jiu-jitsu.
Just say I just want to lose weight. I just want to maintain. I want to drop 7 pounds.
Then I'm
and I
not
wanna
gonna
maintain
I'm not gonna recommend losing 7 pounds today.
Not that way.
No.
it. Which way?
If you're cutting weight for a fight, we can get that done today.
Really?
Yeah, but we'd have to start off with a whole bunch of other stuff. And it wouldn't be the same stuff that we would, if you're trying to lose weight over time and for health purposes, if you're trying to make a lifestyle change, completely different. And
So you can help
Yeah.
fighters cut weight. Like
Yes.
7 pounds. Boom. I can help you.
Yes. Easy.
Easy.
And each person should be
Yeah.
doing it differently. Your weight cut should be happening differently. It's great to have friends to
Okay.
do it with, but you have to remember that your lungs are different. The oxidation rates through your blood to your muscle to your lungs, all the way throughout the body, it's all different. So if you're struggling, then and to keep up with your friends and cutting weight, you're not doing it customized to you. And I highly recommend, before you start killing yourself, then talk to a professional.
Talk to the real OC.
Talk to the real OC.
Yeah.
Wellness, the OC Wellness, back again if you're trying to Google it. TheOCWellness.com.
So
Maybe we should have called it the real OC. Everybody
The real
says,
OC?
yeah, everybody says the real OC. Maybe we
We
should have
are.
said,
oh, it's
The
not
real
the real
OC.
OC.
no.
That kind of just came into
People
being
just kind
somehow.
of started throwing that
But
out
we
there.
I
can
really
add
thought it
it.
was the real OC Wellness. So
The
it's not.
real
It's,
OC.
it's the OC Wellness.
What if we could add that on somehow?
We should add that on,
Yeah.
OC.
assume name, and then
Yeah.
we could trademark that. That could be a tagline. Hey,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be talking about this on the air.
Right.
We should just shh, hush, hush. So, we've talked. I've talked quite a bit. I'd like to bring you in a little bit.
Yes.
So
Yes, I'm here.
I'm here. So this is my partner in crime.
Yes.
And what's our? I don't really want to get into very vaguely. Can you say what
Vaguely.
our dream is with the OC?
Our dream is to help as many people as possible.
Period. Right.
Yes. That
Period.
is our dream. Yes.
And it's simply put, and we both wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
You
That-
guys operate. Is it 1 year yet, or is it not a year yet?
we're not a year yet. No, we're a year in March.
Yeah.
in March.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your 5-year goal?
I would prefer not to talk about that, as there are some. I can't have anybody that's listening sign an NDA, and there's some stuff that's very unique.
Put out an NDA
Yeah.
broadcast for everybody.
And So to put that as vague as we can, expand,
Yeah.
help more people grow.
Yeah.
And we do have some very unique ideas that are within our
Yeah.
5-year plan.
To help
And
us reach as many people as we can. Yeah.
kind of like what we want to do with YPC. We want to reach as many people as we can, help as many people grow, and help as many people, period,
Yes.
within our community and hopefully other communities as well.
So, for the young entrepreneur that's out there that has heard your story and is probably going through the same struggle, what advice can you give them?
Tell yourself to shut up. I said it. I said it with Son's wife Kelly here. Your biggest enemy is yourself. And meditation was one of the hardest things for me to learn because ADHD and my mind's always racing. And so getting it to shut up was one of the hardest things. Guiding it was easier, but tell yourself to shut up.
Okay, but like going through what you went through, how were you able to pick yourself back up?
By telling myself to shut up. It's
To me, it's too simple. You know what I mean? Hey, just shut up. You know what I mean? But your feelings,
Albert
your
Einstein
emotion, everything.
once said that make everything simpler, not too simple, something like that. And it's because he had this long equation on a board that filled up an entire chalkboard, and he said, you know what? Let's make all of this simple. E equals MC squared. Period. So tell yourself to shut up and follow also what San said. Just do it. And because you'll get in if you start overthinking things, it's like if you put yourself in front of a creek that's 10 feet wide and all of your friends are jumping over that. And then you think about it for too long and you talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Well, now you talked yourself out of being committed, and you've instilled this fear within yourself. The difference between you and them is they didn't think, you thought too much. There is a balance in between. It's important not to not think all the time, and it's also important to think a lot sometimes. But when you start finding yourself, teach yourself to catch yourself doubting you and thinking negative thoughts. When you do, tell yourself to shut up. And you might catch yourself telling yourself to shut up 100 times or 1,000 times a day. Trust me, I know. I've been there. And just keep doing it. Consistency is key.
I still can't do it. Like, hey, shut up. I don't want to hear it. It's like, what about your emotion? You know what I mean? Are you gonna tell your emotion to shut up too?
I do.
See,
Sometimes it depends on the emotions.
but not everyone's built that way. You know,
No, not everyone's built the same way at all.
not at all. So
Yeah.
how can you help? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure you out. You know what I mean? You went through so much in life, and you were able to bounce back up. You know what I mean? Who was, besides your grandparents, who was there to also guide you, help you? You know what I mean?
Nobody.
Because I don't think you've done it by yourself. Could you think did you do all this by yourself with Elaine?
All what?
Like get to where you're at, the health and wellness. What made you get into the health and wellness? You know, were you a personal trainer at the gym?
I was
Oh, yeah.
going to...
Well, you have that story you can tell.
So I was initially wanting to, get my law degree because of what happened with my mom. And I wanted to help people. I think when we were on the Dick and Skippy show, I said I wanted to help people since I was a kid. I was out there helping homeless people. My grandpa got pissed off that I was out there helping homeless people. He's like, you need to go out there helping those homeless people. I thought, yes, I do. Why not? And so I was constantly off trying to make my own way. But here's the thing. So in my grandparents' defense, they lost both of their kids. And my grandma lost her mom. And they took care of, my grandpa promised to take care of all of her family because it was all at a very young age. So there was a lot going on there, and they were very, very, very protective over me. And I was always like, no, I got to go out there and I got to help people now, today. And because if not, I would get in my head and I would fall into a depression. And if I didn't go out there and try to make a difference and help other people, then I felt like I just felt like I wasn't living a life worth living. And a lot of that's unique to me because of stuff that I've been through. But at the same time, if I didn't tell myself if I didn't tell myself to shut up, I wouldn't have done it. So when I was in college, I back to financial hardship for my family. I dropped out. I was only supposed to drop out for a year, and I Googled what are the highest paying jobs without a collegiate degree, and personal training was one of them. Without telling that long story again, and I said, all right, I think I can do this. I had a client. She had cerebral palsy. Another client. Let's not talk about the cerebral palsy's client again. Another client had pudendal neuralgia. This was a big one for me, and I had never worked with pudendal neuralgia before.
What is that?
What is that? Yeah.
So the pudendal nerve runs very close to the sciatic nerve, and it's very, very excruciating. It's excruciating pain, more so than sciatica. So I don't want to turn that into a very, very long story.
What is that?
It's nerve pain.
Nerve pain. Okay. There
So-
you go. Nerve pain.
She had been to, when I started working with her, she handed me 2 large, what are those zip folders, not the accordion
the
folder.
accordion folders.
She handed me 2 large accordion folders, which had to be over 1,000 pages altogether of paperwork from so many different doctors around the United States that she had been to. She was looking for help out of country. And she initially just wanted to work with me to have somebody to work with until she went up to Canada to go meet with another specialist. 2 weeks. We were together. She slept through the night. No pain. Boom. Done. It was simple. Everybody else was overcomplicating it. She had been through a lot of trauma in her life. We started diagnosing her trauma. We started going through it, finding acceptance. And then that was it. All of a sudden, boom. I did a little bit of work around her piriformis, but
It was
other
more
than that,
mental.
it was a lot of times it is. Stress is the same all throughout the body on a cellular level. Whether it's
Yeah.
physical, mental, you get in a car wreck, you have a fight with your spouse, on a cellular level, it's all the same. So your body doesn't know how to differentiate stress. I mean, you have different stress zones from a nerve perspective along the spine, but I mean, you have different chakra zones. But other than that, if you go into the cell itself, you don't forget how powerful some of that stuff is. And that was the second biggest, medical case that I had that really helped instill and remind me, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And then I started helping, I started doing groups, started helping other people, and it just kind of went on from there. And when we first met, I said, hey, hon, because we were already dating. I think we had already told each other that we love each other. I've got this plan.
How long did it take for him to say, I love you?
What was it? It was not
A couple
long.
hours?
Well, because we were friends. We were friends for a couple years first.
We were
From
best
the
friends.
time- yeah, we
Best
were
friends. I married my
best friends.
Best friend?
Yes,
Was it
best
because you had no
friends.
other friends?
I didn't have any other friends.
Okay.
I'm lonely.
That's the reason why, Elaine.
And I hunted her down like a sick puppy.
Yeah.
Said, hey,
following me around
you want to go
every
out?
day. Yeah.
No, I don't want to go out. Hey, you want to go out? No, I don't want to go out.
Was it like that, really?
It's still like
Did
that.
you play hard
no,
to get?
It is. No, I got a
No,
story.
it was more
I got a
like,
story.
Hey, we're going and hanging out tonight. Oh, we're gonna hang out
No, no,
tomorrow
no.
night. We're gonna hang out tomorrow
When
night.
did he ask you out? At the gym? When he was cracking your back?
No. The first time he asked me out, we weren't at the gym. Yeah, I think he called me up. Yeah.
Private lesson?
We're talking about science. She was not a client. Stop making the audience believe that I'm getting with my
No.
clients.
No. He just called up and said, "Hey, I'm going to this thing. You want to come with me?" I was
What
like,
thing was
"Yeah,
it?"
Sure.
It was a charity event.
Yeah, it was a charity event.
And then that's when oh my gosh, it was so scary. Because she was my best friend. And then we were at this charity event, and she looked so cute. And it was in my head the whole
So
time.
cute. What was
Well-
she wearing? If you go ahead, I want to know what was she
Ooh,
wearing.
it's a
Can you remember
test.
that?
Oh, it's a test.
Because
It
I can't
is.
remember the day I got married.
I remember what day
It was cold. I remember that.
I know it was cold. It was November 10th,
Yeah,
and it
and
was
raining.
it was a little after 3, and
Oh, you remember the
A.M.
time?
or P.M.
p.m.
Okay.
Because and it wouldn't. Shout out to Eric
PM.
Sanchez, because if
Sanchez.
it wasn't for his invite to that event, we might not have gotten together.
Was he your best man?
No,
He should have been.
that's a very good point. I'm sorry, Eric. But yes,
Or-
we then went from there
Hold
back
on,
to
back
the gym.
to back
Yeah.
to what was she wearing?
Shh. I don't remember, son. I don't
Shoot,
remember.
I
I
can't-
remember what
I
she was
can't
wearing
remember
the
what I
first
was
time that I
wearing.
met her,
Was
but I
it-
don't
was it
remember what
lady
she
in
was
red?
wearing that day. I
Huh?
was trying to
Red?
avoid looking at her that day.
Most of the time
Because
it was
no,
it was
because
workout clothes.
I was there were all of these emotions, and I was like, oh my gosh, no, this is wrong. She's my best friend, and so I was trying to
Yeah.
avoid looking at her. I think I even walked
Well-
ahead of her.
And,
and-
then there was this whole time period too
Awkward.
where it's like, are we dating? Are we just still best friends? Are we dating? What are we doing? You know, is it
Who asked
is
who
it
out?
real date?
We kissed each other.
Yeah, we
Was
did.
it an air kiss?
No,
No.
we went back to the gym, and
Yeah.
we went into a yoga room, and we
Made
just
out.
laid down.
Unbelievable.
And started
At the
talking.
gym?
Yeah.
And somehow
Yeah.
or another, we started going like
Well,
this.
I think it was a Sunday. It was a quiet
and
day.
see how we keep
so
getting
it was very
closer.
quiet there. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
all of a sudden, like she has her head on my chest, and I'm thinking
Yeah.
in my head, I'm so scared. Oh, what is this?
Yeah.
What is going on? She's got her head on my chest. Does this mean something?
Yeah.
Did you Google
And-
what to do next?
No, I wish I had
Got his
Google.
phone
As
up
you can
here,
tell,
like,
how I got into
wait.
this business was through Google. So Google is my go-to lifeline. But no, there was no time for that. And then all of a sudden we kissed, and
Yeah.
then we both talked, and then we set a date for the next Monday, and
Yeah.
we
To
went
get married?
to BJ's Brew House in the Woodlands.
Yeah, we
and
did.
no, we didn't get married after that, son. And so
Eventually.
it was very
Way
terrifying
eventually,
getting
yeah.
together with your best friend, for me at least, because
Why? If that
Well,
was your
his-
best friend, you know everything about her.
I
You should
had
feel
never
so
been
comfortable
so
around her.
close to
Yeah.
a friend before
Well,
as
then
I
you
was with
feel
her.
too, like if it doesn't work out, then you're going to lose your best friend too.
Yep. And so
because when you change from being best friends to being romantic, then it's
You
like,
were you were his best friend.
yeah,
Was he your best friend?
yes he was,
bam.
yes he was.
Thank you for lying
Yeah.
on the show. It means a lot.
Oh, so
the truth.
so it's not the truth.
It is the truth.
Not from his.
We were
standpoint.
driving in the car the other day, and I was trying to make
You're
cute
in the hot
faces
seat.
at her, and I'm in the passenger seat. She's driving. I'm
Oh
like,
my
hey,
goodness.
hon, oh, look at me. Hey, baby, look at me. Hey, and she's like, oh,
So
you're
I'm
cute, but
driving.
she didn't look at me. And
'Cause
she
I was
said, I said, you
driving.
didn't even look at me, but you said I was cute. How do you know I wasn't making a weird face?
I was
And she said, hey,
driving.
I'm driving. I said, oh, okay, I see how it is. Something happens right now. You're gonna be up in heaven. You're gonna say, oh no, oh boy, I sure do wish I knew where my husband was. I can't seem to remember what he looks like, but what I do remember is the road.
Yep.
I remember that road
Yep.
clear as day and night. I remember the grayness, the yellow and white lines, but I'll be danged if some man doesn't keep coming up to me here and telling me he's my husband, and I keep telling him the same thing. Sir, I do not recognize you, but I do remember the road. I am
Yeah.
going to continue to sit here and
Yeah.
ponder on the road as I wait for my
Yeah.
dear husband to come along.
That's exactly
That's,
how it went
that's
down.
great.
That is exactly how
That
it went
is
down.
exactly
I
how
said
it went-
those exact things.
But he did say that. But he does that all the time. Well, I'll be driving. He's like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
I don't say look at me. First off, I did that. That's not. I wasn't saying look at me. I was
You're
like trying
Hey,
really
honey,
hard.
hey, honey, hey, honey, look over here. Hey, hey. Like I can't.
So
right
once
now,
she
I'm
look over
driving.
there, what is she supposed to look at?
She's supposed to smile and tell me she loves me. Make me feel good about being so weird.
Unbelievable.
That's how it is being married. You're supposed to make the other person feel accepted.
Yeah.
Just let you guys
So-
know, not
so
all the
does
relationships
that-
are the same.
Not all the
Does
relationships.
that
are the
happen
same.
in your car when you're
Not at
driving?
all.
No?
It's the complete opposite.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm over there.
Thanks for
just
making me feel accepted, son.
looking at my phone. My kids are making too much noise.
Yeah. Well, you got kids.
She's
right?
driving
Yeah.
very slow,
Shame on
tailgating.
you.
I'm like, move over. I feel like I'm gonna die every
Did
time
you
she
just
drives.
point at me?
I did. I want you to talk more. So, I want to ask you some questions.
Ooh, go ahead.
Okay.
So, when we got together,
Yes.
after we had already told each other we love each other, before we got engaged and all that, did you
Uh-huh.
know about? I presented you with a plan, right?
Yes.
And I said, hey, these are some things that I want to accomplish, and these are they essentially
Well,
said,
yeah,
hey, these are mandatory for me.
Yeah, we talked about that from the beginning. Yeah, we always talked about our dreams.
And
what we
you
wanna
said
do, and
what?
I said, I think that is wonderful. I said, I want to be a part of these dreams.
So
Yeah.
currently, my wife is a CPA, and she does a
Yeah.
really good job. Not just a typical CPA. She's a bomb diggity CPA.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. She not only handles national tax, she handles international
International
tax.
tax.
And keeping up with all of that,
Wow.
she is
I need a
a
CPA.
boss on top of dealing with somebody like me in the house constantly
Oh yeah,
and in
Wow.
the car
Yeah.
and surviving while driving that car.
yeah.
And
Are
so
you an independent CPA or no?
No, I work for a private corporation that will not be.
Could
named.
you?
that will not be named
Could I?
currently.
Yes, I could. I could. Most of my experience is in corporate tax, so. But I tell you what, it's been very different now that because I work from home now, and we're all working from home.
Do you like
So
that better or no?
I do like it better, but it's much different from. So my office is very quiet when I go to work. You don't hear anything almost all day.
You sure?
Super quiet. Well.
Oh, at
when
work?
Yeah. At
Oh,
work.
okay, I'm
not,
like,
not at home.
Oh my
I,
goodness.
no,
Come on,
here.
this guy.
Hey, we
Here.
don't see
Quiet,
each
my
other
butt.
at home, even though we're
I'm-
both working at home.
That's
I'm
a lie.
working, so I
No,
work
it's
up in
not.
the bedroom.
I called you today,
Yeah.
and guess what? Who was on the phone?
Who was
We
on the
were-
phone?
I hear Elaine.
We were there
oh, we're on
together. We were
speakerphone.
doing some stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
today's an exception. She was off today, for
Yeah.
one.
I
I think
And
I was in the
today.
bathroom when I called you.
Like today. What?
I think I was in the bathroom when I called you. I need to go to the bathroom.
Why were you doing that? Why
My
were you on the
stomach
phone with
hurt.
me? But
Yeah.
so how did you? I'd like to know. I think
Okay.
a lot of people can relate to your story on how you kind of got into that because you were a single mom.
Yeah, I was a single mom. I had my daughter when I was 19.
Ooh.
And, I kind of did whatever up until that point, partied, wasn't real serious about school.
Party animal.
Yeah, I didn't,
was party animal.
wanted to do all these things. Didn't really get into accounting until after my daughter was born. And when she got to be about 1 or 2, I started taking night classes. Took one accounting class, and it just clicked with me. And, never really, before in school, I wasn't into math. I didn't do, all that. So
What was your
She's
favorite
still not into
subject?
math.
my favorite subject in school,
Yes.
my favorite subject was probably theater or English.
She initially wanted to go to Hollywood, but that's another
Yeah.
story for another time.
Yeah. But, I had my daughter. I'm like, I need to have a career. I need to have a way to make money and to provide for her. So took this accounting class, clicked with it, fell in love, took more accounting classes. Said, okay, I'll just get my associate's degree. Did that. Said, okay, well, I did that. I might as well go and get the 4-year degree. So just started working bit by bit on that, going to night school. I had to work during the day, so worked 40, 50 hours every day, went to school at night. And then got done that part and said, okay, well, I took all those classes. I might as well go get my CPA now. So studied for that while I worked. Took that. There were times I started out in Clear Lake, but living in the Woodlands, I worked downtown. I'd drive into downtown, get to downtown at 7 o'clock in the morning,
Wow.
leave after work, drive back to the Woodlands, either have my classes in the Woodlands at night or in Huntsville at night. Do that, get home at 10 o'clock, go to bed, do it all again the next day. So,
Okay, how old were you?
oh gosh, this was,
And did you have any help at all from the baby daddy?
no help. No help. My mom helped me out a little bit. She would babysit Ashley when she was little. So had a little bit of help there when she was little for the evenings. But yeah, I said I'm never going to quit. I'm not going to. And when you reached one step, I'm just like, okay, well, there's another step.
So
Go for
was
the
your
next
daughter
step. Go for
your
the next step.
motivation to keep pushing forward?
Yes. Yes, she definitely was my motivation. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're a single mother, you had no help at all besides your mother helping you watch your daughter.
Yeah.
Um, you want to say anything to the listener, to the audience, saying, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it. I had
Yeah.
a child. I didn't really like math. All of a sudden, I fell in love with something that I thought I
Yeah.
didn't like.
Yeah. Well, one thing my parents did tell me, they said just take classes, go to the community college, take classes, find something that you like to do. And if you do that, if you're not sure what you want to do, go and take some classes and find something that clicks with you. Find something you like that you can see yourself doing. And go with it. Don't question it. You can always change later. So,
Well, it's amazing how you had a motivation. You had your story and what
Yeah.
you went through to motivate you. Say, you know what, I don't want to end up like this. And I don't know how you still do it. How to tell yourself to shut up.
Another thing that some people might be able to relate to on that. I've only worked for 2 people, as far as, working for other companies. Everything else was working on my own. When I was 15, I went door to door and told people, hey, your gutters are full. I didn't have anything at the time, but I said, I'll clean your gutters for $5. And then I had enough money to buy this wooden ladder, and this old wooden ladder that seemed like it was from the 1940s. And I bought
Probably
that.
was.
Well, it was heavy, and it was really heavy. So carrying that ladder around door to door, now I'm charging $15. And I'm like, I've got a ladder. I'm not climbing on your fence anymore, getting on your roof. And then I started that. Then I made enough money to buy some window washing equipment too. And I started doing that all along with this wooden ladder. And up until recently, until I still had that wooden ladder, until after we got together, and because it had this huge emotional,
It's sentimental.
sentimental
Yeah.
attachment to it.
You still have it?
No, we got rid of it. It was too big and heavy. But and I just want to, for a lot of people that think that you need something to get started, all you need yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I went out
Yeah.
with nothing but the clothes on my back and started knocking on doors. And then I made enough money to buy, a $1,500 pressure washer. So as I kept making money, I took money from window washing and gutter cleaning, and then I knew that there was this event coming up, and it was $250 to buy a booth spot. So I bought a booth spot, and I started selling window washing while I was there in gutters, and I started tallying up what I thought that was going to come out at. And as I knew that I had reached a certain amount of money, I started offering pressure washing. And there were only about 2 hours left, but I got 6 pressure washing jobs. And through that, I knew that, okay, this is the amount of money I have. I have just enough to do that, but I had booked enough pressure washing jobs, and that I knew that I could pay that back. So I made my money back immediately. And so I had this pressure washer. I started pressure washing. I started to continue to do that. And that's how I paid for school at first. And that's how I paid for my personal training license. That's how I paid for everything. And you don't need anything but yourself to get
Yeah.
started. You
I
are your
agree.
own source of motivation. Because you can allow things to motivate you, or you can allow things to discourage you. You have control of your mind. Don't let anybody tell you different. And while telling yourself to shut up might not be the words for you, it's important that you figure that out and start self-analyzing and start
Yeah.
asking yourself and giving yourself that moment and that opportunity to be true to you.
Yeah.
She's a
I
great
like
example.
just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it?
Nike
Yeah,
had
the
it right,
Nike thing.
and it
Just
makes
do
me
it.
so upset.
Yeah. Just do it.
Just do it.
Mhm. Just do it.
I wish.
What if they can't
one
just
day-
do it?
You find a
Why
way
can't
to
you?
just do it.
Tell me why you can't.
Lazy-
Give me a
Don't
legitimate
think
reason.
about it.
Laziness.
That's not a reason that you can't. That's a reason that you won't.
Got 5 kids, 2 baby daddies.
That's a reason that you won't.
And a crazy mom.
If you, barring some
No arms, no legs.
barring some extreme medical situations, then I maybe very, 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 very few, like 0.001%, are you going to convince me that they can't?
Fine.
Other than that, it's
Yeah.
no offense, you won't. And I've been there. I've had a lot of. I'm not saying I haven't made mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes, and I've learned a lot. And we all do. But there's no reason that you can't.
Yeah.
Most of you out there that are listening right now, there's no reason that you can't. The only reason that you won't is because of you.
Because of you.
The responsibility falls on you.
Did you have any mentor, any guidance, anything at all?
I had one mentor at one point in time, and you know, funnily enough, he told me to shut up. And because I would go around walking and talking out loud to myself, practicing all these different scenarios, and I'd be walking around, talking out, just
Yeah.
practicing certain things to make sure that I got things right. So, because I wanted to maintain 100% closing rate, and I did. But he told me, "Hey, man, you need to shut up. People think you're nuts." I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing really good. He said, "It doesn't matter. People have come up to me and asked me, is that guy crazy?"
Well, what are you trying to close?
Clients. So I started working for a company, and my mentor at that time was my boss. And I mean, he was my mentor for about a year and a half, 2 years. And
Yeah.
but then after that, before that and after that, it was all on my own. And that's something that I really, really, really want to stress. Is you can do things all on your own. You don't need anybody else. As soon as
Yeah.
you start depending on other people, and I'm not saying you can't depend on other people. I'm not saying you should have trust issues. I'm just saying don't start letting your future rely upon anybody's shoulders but your own. You know, my wife and I have a dream right now together. And at one point, this was a dream that I had on my own. And at one point, she had a lot of these dreams on her own. We found each other and our dreams meshed extremely well with each other. However, if we weren't together at this point in time, she would still be successful. I have no doubt about that. She's a rock star. And I would still be successful. The real gift is that we get to do this together. And we get to be by each other's side and continue to be best friends and achieve it together. And I get to see the smile on her face and the twinkle in her eyes as we go through that.
Yeah.
And that means the world to me. But don't ever.
That's the fun part.
That is.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love the relationship, and not every relationship works that way.
No.
And
Yeah.
it's very, very unique and tailored to how
Everybody.
Yeah.
You're an original.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're an original.
Yeah.
The OC, the real OC. My relationship doesn't
real
work that
OC.
way, but like I said, it's not always the same. You know what
It's
I mean?
not.
But I think the pathway is very similar, very similar. Where you start is not where you usually end up, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
start at different rate, different places, different pace. And you usually, if you stick with it and stick on that path, it could be ups, downs, bumps, potholes, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you don't get sidetracked, you pretty much end up where you want to be. And then from there, you might not be content and you want to grow from there. Just like how you said, 5 years, you want to expand, you want to
Yeah.
grow.
You never want to stop
You
growing.
never
Yeah.
want to stop growing.
And you never stop learning at any age or growing.
So don't get comfortable.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never get
Get
comfortable.
comfortable
No.
being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Legitimately.
Yes.
And because
Like-
that's life.
Yeah. Who sings that song? It's called The Climb. It's
Oh, Miley
Climb-
Cyrus?
Could you sing it?
Is it?
It's
No.
the climb.
I can't sing it. But
It's the
yeah,
climb.
it's kind of like that.
Who sings that
Never
song?
travel down a broken. Was it never travel down a broken?
No, but who
heart?
sings it?
Miley Cyrus.
Could you let her sing it?
Yeah. Hey, get out of here, man. The door is yours. Okay, I think we're due for a break. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Hey, thanks
Sure.
everybody for tuning in today. I hope you've liked our tomfoolery, our professionalism. We're YPC, Young Professionals of Conroe. We'll be back after this short break. Check us out on YouTube, YPC 936, Facebook, Young Professionals of Conroe. Talk to you soon. Hey there, everybody. I'm Taylor Cobion with the OC Wellness in Conroe, Texas, and I'd like to start this off with a question. What's the most important part of your health? That's right, psychology. If your mind isn't in it, then you aren't in it, and that's the biggest part of my job, increasing your drive, energy, and personal happiness. While I'm looking for people experiencing chronic disease, pain, and fatigue, the first step to helping these people, aka you, is by assessing their and your mentality. The information and marketing out there can tend to lead you down a dark rabbit hole, but you've got to remember that your mind and body are what? An original. And you are the what? The captain. Together that's original captain, and that's what the OC stands for. Do you know anyone who visits the chiropractor but still doesn't experience lasting relief? If so, please send them my way. I'm Taylor Cobion, owner of the OC Wellness, reminding you to keep your health and wellness original.
Welcome back. Go ahead, I'm explaining. Go ahead. Welcome back.
Get out of here, man. Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is YPC, Young Professionals of Conroe, coming back at you. I hope you enjoyed our earlier segment. And Elaine Coibion is still here. So we're a show that likes to encourage and inspire young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general. And earlier we mentioned getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and it's important to take risks, and it's important to try something new. It's important to gamble a little bit. And
Don't listen to the last part.
and what better way to do that than a weird wheel or wheel of death? Today, we're going to be spinning for a chance for one or two people to have to indulge in the luxurious fisheye, clam juice, habanero, scorpion, or cow tongue.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that, Elaine?
Lovely choice.
Well, explain
It
to him.
moved.
Hey, hold on. Explain to him why we're doing this at the Wheel of Death. It's a risk taker.
It's a risk taker.
Yeah, every entrepreneur take risk. Okay, something you might not like doing, and something you're afraid of. Like I'm afraid of scorpion. I'm afraid of fish
I'm
eye.
afraid of a lot of things.
I have
that
never
are on
had
here.
clam juice. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
Yeah.
And the same thing when you get into starting your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. There's things that you have never done before that you're actually venturing off for the first time. I am venturing off the first time. If I ever land on scorpion, fish eye, or
I know,
clam
my
juice,
heart
I could
is-
take habanero.
Habanero's easy. I'm cool with the tongue, kind of.
I don't know if you can do habanero because the last time you had something high, you almost died.
Don't throw out
That's
my
true.
personal.
But how does
business
this
at me.
compare to that?
This
It's still hot. He can
Still
only
hot.
take 2,500.
what
2,500.
that was 2.5 million on the Scoville
Scoville.
scale.
Yes, and this is 2.1 million.
What? What you doing to me, son?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like I don't think you can handle the habanero. You can.
I'm good with anything but that fisheye right now.
I really don't
as
want to be
far as how I feel.
responsible.
But
What
so
happened
this is
if
how
he
it's
eats
gonna
it.
go.
Is
This
it
is
that
how
hot?
It is very
Really?
hot.
it's
Yes.
going today.
We also forgot, son, that the chip was expired.
The chip
so that
was
could have been
expired.
what really
6
caused all the
months
pain.
Expired
Hey,
by
hold
the
on,
That
food
could have been
guy.
part
on,
of
That's
it.
why he got kicked out of the truck.
I got it on the black market. Okay. It was Facebook
It's,
Marketplace.
For all the cops listening today, son often
It was on a Facebook Marketplace.
So what he could that also
Oh,
means,
wow.
Taylor, that might not have even been a real death chip.
That was hot.
That could have been
That was hot.
Counterfeit.
that could have been a fabricated one someone else
Yeah.
made.
Counterfeit
It
chip.
could have been.
Cut
It
in
could
their
have
own
been.
cut in their
Counterfeit
own
chip.
spices
Yeah.
to poison us.
How are you
Thanks,
trying
son.
to? Yeah,
But-
thanks.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Public
we're gonna
enemy?
get a new contract written up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
So on today's show, this is how this is going to work. Elaine is going to pick a partner, whether it is son
okay.
or I. Whoever she picks to be her partner has to take the ride with her. That ride can be safe or that ride could be disgusting. And if the ride is safe, the odd man or person out is stuck.
Is that your BFF? Then you ride and die with her.
This is her decision.
Your BFF. If she doesn't choose you, you're not her BFF. Sorry.
Don't listen to him.
Disclaimer here.
Don't listen to him.
Not accountable for
my
anything
gosh.
that happens.
Hey, honey, am I cute? Am I cute? Oh my
honey.
goodness, honey.
Hey, baby, am I cute?
Honey, look at me, honey.
Hey,
Honey,
look over
look at
here,
me.
look at me.
Honey,
Look
look
at
at
me
me.
right now.
Look at me. Look at me, honey.
No matter how it goes, keep me safe.
Sure. I have no.
You're BFF.
So does she pick
no.
you?
Yes.
No!
Yes.
You could have thrown the game.
Nope.
You could have said son, and then you could have lost and taken one for the team.
Oh, really? No.
Nope, I
I
don't
go
think
down,
so.
you go down.
Exactly.
I go down, you go down.
I
That's
love
how
you.
it works. I love you too.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
safe.
what are we playing for today, Dick?
Dun, dun, dun,
All right.
dun.
I'm gonna start spinning the wheel. You guys ready?
Maybe.
Yes. You're ready.
You're so much more confident than me. I'm cool.
Clam
I'm cool with it.
Hold on. Can we do another one?
Yay, clam juice.
And
Whoever thought we'd say yay.
I
clam
say,
juice.
and if we get it right,
Give me the card.
I'm
Give me the
gonna
card.
ask her to.
No. You guys are riding together. I don't trust that.
Hey, if we get it right, we spin again.
Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
and he has to take whatever it lands on.
Okay.
Oh no! Come on.
Okay.
Scorpion.
All right, ready?
I think so. I hope so.
What do you want?
I don't know. She's answering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Movie,
Yeah, I'll take
guitar. Okay.
Movies.
What 1987 fairy tale adventure was directed by Rob Reiner?
The Princess Bride?
I'm gonna read this again. What
Don't let him trick you.
1987 fairy tale
87.
adventure?
Well, don't you know.
Shh. Don't talk, please.
That was 87. Okay.
Don't talk, or you be disqualified.
Fairy tale adventure. Okay.
What? 1987 fairy tale adventure was directed by Rob Reiner.
Well, there's only one I can think of that pops into my head, and I don't know who directed it, but I'm going to go with The Princess Bride and hope I'm right.
Taylor,
Am I right?
that is your best friend. That
Say
is
final
your-
answer. He's trying to screw
Final
Hold on.
us.
answer.
Okay, that's your final. That's your best friend. That's your ride and die. You are totally right.
Yay!
Dun dun dun.
Don't slide it over
I
to me.
love
I'm
you.
not drinking
I
it.
love you. Yes, you got
No,
to.
I'm
That's
not
how
drinking it.
goes.
No, that's not how it goes.
That's how it
Yeah,
goes.
that's how it goes. No,
New rule.
Do you want
Hold
to
on,
spin again?
time out,
Do you
time
wanna
out, time
spin-
out.
Hey,
No.
we've gone over
No,
this
We'll give you an
at
option.
least
Spin
4
it
or
again.
5 times.
No. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's
Do you want to get asked a question?
Yes.
And spin?
no.
That's
down.
not right.
No, that's because someone's got to drink something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
eat
Dick,
something.
go ahead and drink something. Okay,
Or
somebody
eat
got to
something.
drink something. Okay, I'm
No,
drinking.
no.
No, because
Do you want a chance for redemption?
Wait, what's in there
We'll make
again?
you feel
well,
more
if
comfortable?
anything, he has
Huh?
a chance to
Just
he has to do
mix
something.
it.
Yeah.
I could
So
do
we,
push-ups.
we can
Jumping
respin
jacks?
the wheel.
Let's respin the wheel.
We
You
can-
wanna well, let's
Jacks.
leave it up to him.
Yeah, do you want to respin the wheel? But you have to do what it lands on.
You have a chance to land on
So-
that habanero.
So
I'd
think
say-
about it. Clam juice or possibly a scorpion.
Or the habanero.
Can I smell it at least?
No, yeah, sure, but you
Yeah.
because some you
got.
got to do
Probably
one
not
of them.
that bad.
I mean, it was all like canned and stuff. I mean, it's not all that.
I mean,
So you can chance the
they
wheel.
sell it at the
It's
But you
not-
don't get a
Well,
question.
they sell a lot of weird
just
stuff
gotta
at the
do it.
store. I would not. I didn't want to drink that.
Sometimes in owning your own business, you got to do things you don't want to do.
That's right. Do you want to spin the wheel, see?
Like give discounts.
Like gives discounts. Everything full price.
I did not know that was how it's going down.
Do you want to respin?
I would like to phone a friend. I want to see what I can do.
I want to know what's going to happen.
What do you mean?
actually.
What you can do?
Hold on.
I'm
Let
kind
me
of
phone a
curious to
friend.
see who he
Let me
calls
phone a
and
friend.
what
You don't
he's
get a
trying to-
question. You got to do so. You got to do something on the wheel.
I know.
He's stalling.
He is.
The phone's
he
not
wants
even
to ask
on.
if he should spin
The
again.
phone's not even on right now.
Is it not?
Yeah,
I'm on the phone.
he's not on the phone.
I am on the phone.
Put the phone up. Let me hear the ringtone.
It's ringing. I hear it.
Okay.
I wonder who he's calling.
Yeah. Let's not put him on the line. He probably does, or she. She
Hey,
doesn't.
you friend.
What's that? They say real friends pick up.
All right, one last
No,
one.
you're just drink it, man.
I can't.
You're
I can't.
taking
Spin.
too long.
I'm down for him to spin. I'm so.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is like,
You
if you
spin.
spin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the choice, so it's no longer eligible. So there's no clam juice.
Well, you know what? Let me call one last friend. If he
So
don't pick up, then I'll take.
What's
the-
he gonna tell
I'll take
you?
the spin. I want to know if he can help me out with the.
There's no question. You don't get a question.
I want to see if it's fair. I'm surrounded by nothing but white folks right now, so I feel like you guys are attacking me. Hey Oz,
Yeah.
I'm on a radio station right now, and they're trying to make me do something I don't want to do. Do you feel like it's right?
What's that?
They're trying to make me spin the wheel or drink clam juice and eat scorpion. I don't want to do any of them. And they're nothing. I'm the only minority right now.
Clam juice sounds really, really nice.
No, but
Yeah. Oh,
Hold on,
Thanks,
hold on.
Oz.
should I
Thanks.
spin? Should I spin the wheel?
habanero
Should I, okay, there's a habanero, there's a cow tongue, there's a scorpion.
And there's
Should-
a fisheye.
And there's a fish
And a
eye. Should I
fish eye.
spin the wheel and see what I land on, or should I take the clam juice?
Spin the wheel. Tell him to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Oh,
There goes your friend saying, spin the wheel.
Just do it.
I see, just do it.
I
Your
guess-
words.
Hey, can we borrow the wheel for our video?
Yes,
Okay, keep it.
I will. All right, you're no longer my friend.
Thanks, Oz.
All right, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide the choice.
no more clam juice.
So clam juice is all. I told you this. I told you
did.
this. So
I'm so
clam juice isn't an option. So now you have 4 options. You got cow tongue, scorpion,
Well, I can take cow
habanero,
tongue.
or fish
And I
eye.
can take habanero.
Are you ready?
So I'm 50-50.
So
the cow. Yeah, last time the cow tongue wasn't that bad for you.
you ready?
Wow.
You did this to yourself. I just want to remind you. Like we gave you the option. All right, I'm going to spin.
I'm gonna tell you that clam juice smells like toes.
Oh, come on. Come on. Scorpion.
Cow tongue.
Scorpion be the day.
Cow tongue.
Cow tongue it is. So let me take this wee and
How do
French
we?
it.
How do we do this?
You're gonna have to be very.
just-
Don't
We
get
got
the
a fork?
table dirty, man.
We got a fork.
I got a chopstick. Can I just?
I don't know. I don't know how.
Do you want to
tender
take
that
the
is.
cow tongue home? Do you want me to give him a knife and fork? Or
I don't care to take
Hold
it
on.
home, man.
There's-
No. I can cut it.
Be
See?
careful. Don't,
See?
oh, it looks like you're about to.
Oh.
We've got some. We've
Oh.
got
No, I
some-
got it. I got it.
Oh, he's really
You're
getting
Is
it.
that actually
It's
working?
all up in there.
He's getting into it. Let's get.
I wouldn't stress about the cow tongue. That's just me. Or maybe we should say that cow tongue is nasty.
Okay, is this good enough?
How much?
I
What,
can't
how big
see.
of a piece do you have
Do
there?
you need a knife? I offered a knife.
He did
got-
offer a knife.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
Asian. I use chopstick.
There you go.
I'm good with it.
I
Is that
think,
good?
I think
I
that's
mean, that's
good.
that's good.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's just on you, son. So
What you doing? What over here with
Can I
that?
eat it with my ramen?
Put that thing in my face.
Can I eat it with my ramen?
no, you
No,
gotta eat
you
it.
gotta-
Go for it.
I eat it by itself.
Can I have a dip sauce?
Might be good in ramen. You never know.
You've eaten this
I've
before,
eaten it.
though.
Good.
It's not bad.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Hey, can I take it home?
Yeah.
I'll take it home. You guys, that's not bad. Try
Yeah.
it. Elaine, try it, please.
She's
I'd
tried
try
it.
it.
Try it.
Well,
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
tried it the way we
Whether
cook it.
we're not going to get into that here today. We're gonna thank you, Elaine. Thank you, honey, for coming.
Thank
Son,
you for having
it's a
me on the
pleasure
show.
to spend another night with you as always. So everybody that's listening, thank you so much. Hope we were able to get something good out there to you.
Yes.
We're YPC, Young Professionals of Conroe, coming to you again Fridays at noon at 106.1 and 104.5. Please check us out on YouTube, YPC936, Facebook, Young Professionals of Conroe, and check out our website. If there's anything you want to know, everybody's different. Please reach out. We'd love to talk to you, hear your story,
We'd
and
love
help
to
you
hear
out.
your story.
Thanks again. Everyone have a great day. Merry Christmas.